in Dallas, so welcome to Dallas, everyone. It's my pleasure today to present the AP Women's College Basketball Player and Coach of the Year Awards. We will start with the Player of the Year Award first, and then allow Caitlin to make some comments, and then turn to Coach and allow her to make comments. At the end, we will take some questions from the audience. I don't know, we may allow some questions from teammates, we'll see.
No.
But the rule is the first few questions will go to Caitlin because the team has to scoot out, and then we'll wrap up with questions for Coach. So since 1995, the recipient of the AP National Player of the Year Award has been selected by the same panel of journalists that decides the AP Top 25. Voting for the award is conducted at the end of the season before the NCAA tournament. Past recipients include Rebecca Lobo, Sue Bird, Candace Parker, Brittany Griner, and 19 others. This year's winner is only the second to receive the award from the University of Iowa, as well as only the second to represent the Big Ten Conference with this award, the other being Megan Gustafson in 2019. This year's recipient put together one of the greatest individual seasons in NCAA history. This Iowa native became the first player in Division I women's basketball history to record more than 900 points and 300 assists in the same season. She averaged more than 27 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds per game. She recorded 5 triple-doubles and 12 double-doubles. Most recently, she had the first ever 40-point triple-double in NCAA tournament history to get her Hawkeyes to the Final Four for the first time in 30 years. After leading the nation in scoring the 2 seasons prior, her father's response upon learning that she would receive this award was, quote, "It's about time."
That's awesome.
This year's AP Women's College Basketball Player of the Year is Iowa's Caitlin Clark. And this is where we'll do, come on. Oh, yeah, don't cover up. There we go. All right, we good? Or are we, all right. I was like, what are you doing?
I have a feeling that Monica would have caught that.
Honestly, probably.
Yeah.
Can I go ahead?
Yep, go ahead.
Well, first of all, thank you to the AP and everybody who voted. You know, this is a very, very prestigious award, if not the most prestigious in all of college basketball. So I'm very grateful and thankful. And then obviously, congratulations to Coach Morin. You know, tremendous season by you guys. And we had some great battles. And I think it speaks to the Big Ten and what the Big Ten was this year. Absolutely incredible. And I think that's prepared us, you know, for this moment. So I'm really happy for you guys in the season that you had. You know, and to my teammates, I'm so glad that you guys are here celebrating this moment with me. It makes it 100 times more special, and I love you guys to death. I know I had to drag you here super sweaty, so I'm sorry about that. But no, I seriously love you. And to our coaches, you know, you've believed in me since the day I stepped on campus, and you know, probably since I was in 7th grade, you saw potential in me and like wanted to help get this team and this program to this point, and we did it. But you know, I feel like we can win 2 more games while we're here, and that's our goal. And I'm lucky enough to have my parents here today. My 2 brothers are on their way, but they couldn't be here, and you know, I would be nothing if it wasn't for you two. You've made a lot of sacrifices to help me get to this point, so I'm just very thankful. And then obviously Dixon Jensen, all Iowa Tech repping here today, and you know, a lot of my teammates played for the same AAU program, and I think what's most important to me is you care about us as people more than a basketball player, and you know, that's what I admire about you so much, and you love us to death, and I wouldn't be the player I am if it wasn't for you. So just very grateful and thankful for this award, and I'm lucky that I get to share it with, you know, all of you today. So thank you.
Next up is AP's Women's College Basketball Coach of the Year. Again, an award we've given out every season since 1995. Past recipients include Gino Ariema, Muffet McGraw, Kim Mulkey, and Don Staley. This year's recipient is the first from the University of Indiana, where she led her team to their first Big Ten regular season title in 40 years. The team also earned the school's first #1 seed in the NCAA tournament and rose as high as #2 in the AP Top 25. Under her leadership, the Hoosiers have established a winning tradition, appearing in the AP poll for 75 consecutive weeks, starting with the 2019-2020 preseason poll. That is the fourth longest active streak in the country. Before that, Indiana had been ranked only 6 times since the poll started in 1976. She is the first coach in Indiana program's 51-year history to lead a team to more than 21 wins per season. In fact, her teams have won at least 21 wins every year other than her first season 9 years ago. This season, the Hoosiers won a record 28. This season, she became the winningest coach in Indiana history. This season, she earned her 200th win. Despite her team's early exit from the NCAA tournament, it is hard not to see why Indiana's Terry Morin is this year's AP Coach of the Year.
Great, thank you.
You bet. Go ahead and say
Yeah,
something.
sure. Well, thank you, voters from the AP, Associated Press. Just really humbled, by this award, prestigious award. I want to start by, again, congratulating Caitlin and her teammates for representing not just Iowa, but also the Big Ten. Caitlin said it best. We've had some great battles, and I do believe that the battles that we've faced in the Big Ten have prepared you guys for this moment. So on behalf of Indiana, we wish you guys nothing but the very best. To I have some staff members here. I have, people that have continued to support women's basketball in Indiana. Thank you. It's not done. It doesn't fall short on me that this award is not an individual award. It never is. It's all about the people that you have inside of your program and the ones on the outside that support you. So from our friends and our family, Hoosier Nation, that show up every day, and Iowa has enjoyed it. We have enjoyed it. The fans of women's basketball that show up every day and support what we're doing has been tremendous. So I would be remiss if I didn't thank all of our fans for this award as well. They've created an atmosphere where, one, it's hard to play in Simon Scott Assembly Hall, but it's such a great thing for our game. And, I know Caitlin, as well as I sit up here, we just want to grow this great game. And hopefully, she is obviously a superstar and has, a tremendous future ahead of her. First things first, though, you guys go out and win, all right? But like I said, on just, thank you. I'm grateful for this award, and I appreciate all the people that are here today, once again, supporting women's basketball. This is what it should look like. Attendances, are up across the country. That's what we've dreamt about, and that's what women's basketball should look like as we move forward. So once again, thank you. I'm grateful, for this, and thank you to Indiana for allowing me to coach this great sport, but also to represent them and our program and our players. I wouldn't be sitting up here without those tremendous players that I get to coach every day. So very, very grateful. So thank you.
And as I said at the beginning, we'll open it up first for questions for Caitlin, out of respect to her team and her own time here, since I have some other things going on. So, any questions? Doug? Oh, where's our mic runner here? Yep, Doug Feinberg up front here.
Doug Feinberg, the AP. Caitlin, you said to me how tough you are to surprise, and you like to know everything ahead of time and such. Most people have already seen the video, but just what did it mean for them to surprise you at the Children's Hospital, which obviously is a huge meaning to you and to all of Iowa athletics and all of Iowa, for that to come together for you to find out you won?
Yeah, I think my teammates would be the first to say if they ever have a question, go to Caitlin because she knows just about everything that's going to happen. But no, I went over there because I was visiting a kid, and I didn't think really anything of it, even having a photographer or videographer with us. I just thought, oh, it was probably something for the hospital because we go over there quite a bit. And then they asked if I wanted to see where we did the wave up on the top floor because I've never been up there just due to COVID things. So I was like, oh, absolutely, I've never seen it. So we go up there and they start talking, and two nurses who I'm very familiar with who do a lot of things at the hospital with younger kids that are battling illness and things like that. Started talking, and then Coach Jay pulls out her phone and shows me a video, and the first person on the video is Harper Strive, somebody that our team has adopted, and that's when I started to get pretty emotional because you don't realize there's so many more things that are way more important than basketball, and it just takes you back for a second. Those people are fighting for their lives, and we're lucky enough to get to go and compete with your best friends every single day. So, it was definitely a very, very special moment, and to be able to share it with my parents after that was definitely emotional. And more than anything, I'm just really grateful that I have the opportunity to inspire young people and change their lives, because that's way more important than any award or any basketball game, or even playing at the Final Four. Is just the joy that this team can bring everybody. And it was a very special moment.
Caitlin, how are you dealing with going between getting ready for South Carolina and pausing to accept individual national honors like this?
Yeah, I think it's, when I was doing this last year, a lot of this stuff, I told Coach Jay when we were traveling around with some of these things, which I didn't win, and I was like, I just want my team to be there with me next year, no matter if I won or not. It was because we were at the Final Four competing, so it makes all this stuff all that more special. When it comes game time tomorrow, I'm going to be completely locked in, 100% locked in, and we've had plenty of time to scout, watch film, have practice, and do all this other stuff as well. So I'm just trying to enjoy every single second. It's so hard to get to this point. It's hard to make the Sweet 16, let alone the Elite Eight, let alone the Final Four. So I'm just trying to enjoy every single second and take it for what it is, and not worry too much about every single thing that's ahead of me. Is just enjoy the moment.
David Eichholt, 24/7 Sports. Caitlin, your mom immediately broke down in the video, and your dad, I think, just straight-faced said it's about time. Did either reaction surprise you, and that just sort of embody just the kind of support that they give you?
I think, yeah, it embodies who they are perfectly. My dad was my first ever basketball coach and probably has believed in me and had more confidence in me than I probably ever had in myself. And then my mom is probably the more emotional one of the two. And, she probably doesn't know basketball as well as my dad, but kind of just my rock, my person I talk to every single day. And you probably saw my little brother in the video making fun of my mom for crying. But no, they're awesome. And I think that just, explains the two of them really well. They balance me out really well. And it's the reason I came to Iowa, is to have them around all the time and have them travel to my games and be there and to be able to support me. It's really special, and I'm glad I can share this with them. And my two brothers who are probably, they're my best friends, and I talk to them every single day, and they'll be here tomorrow. So I'm just lucky to have a family as supportive as them.
All right. And no questions from your teammates.
Come on, guys, give me something good.
I thought you'd have at least one.
Oh. Yikes. No comment. Next question.
Smart. Yeah, she's very smart.
I love you all equally.
All right, well, we'll let Caitlin roll out again. Congratulations,
Thank you. And
Caitlin.
congrats, Coach Moore, and thank you to the AP.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Congratulations again. How are you going to take your...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you better. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they want to. Oh, yeah, we could do that. Here, real quick. Let's do that. Yeah, Big Ten moment here. Yep.
Big Ten.
Megan Conn will like
Yeah, here,
this.
go ahead. Yep.
You
Here,
get
yeah.
it.
No, I'll get in here. I'll get in here too, I guess. Then I can move out. I don't know if anybody wants. All right, then you just you two.
Yep, you
Just
got it.
two.
Awesome. Good luck.
Good to see you,
All right,
Coach.
girl.
Take
You
care.
too.
Here, Caitlin. So no questions from the Iowa team for you,
No,
apparently.
they,
So that
they know all the
so-
secrets.
So now we'll turn to Coach. Any questions anyone in the audience has for Coach Morin? Doug, we'll start with you.
Dougie.
Coach, we talked about it, but I mean, just as Barry's mentioning, the success you guys have had this year and the last few years, how big is that for an Indiana girl to what you've seen in the past
Sure.
for this program to be where
Well,
you are
I
now?
mean, obviously to be from, southern Indiana and, to be able to come over to Bloomington and, do what we've been able to do. Again, I have two of my staff members, Coach Box and Coach Sy, and my graduate assistants are here as well. It takes so many hands, right? It takes a village to do what we've been able to do, and we've always just worked under this idea that we're always going to try to do more than what's required, and our mantra has always been do the work, and it's been something that it's become a lifestyle for us, around Simon Scott Assembly Hall. It's not a word that we just use for a hashtag for social media. And that's how we've built it. It really has been, one brick at a time. But really, it just falls back to the types of players and staff and people that we have in our program that have just come together and we just try to get better, a little bit better every day. And that recipe has worked for us. So I'm glad that I can represent not just Indiana, but Southern Indiana as well, the state of Indiana. In receiving this award.
Any other questions for Coach?
You have a coaching voice? Go ahead and.
Hi. Just in terms of that moment when you got to receive the award and Mackenzie asked you about
Right.
being Coach of the Year, what was just sort of going through your head?
Well, and Doug and I have talked about this. There's nothing better than being able to share an award like that, and again, it was a great surprise, the fact that they pulled it off, kind of like Caitlin, there's not a lot that gets past Coach Morin, and for them to be able to, pull that off was a miracle, I think, in itself, but to be able to, get that award and presentation from Mackenzie Holmes and Grace Berger, two of the will be all-time best in Indiana women's basketball history, was certainly special, to have our team there, our staff there. My father and my sister were also included in that. And so, really, really cool moment for me. And as I get older, all those moments, are becoming more precious to me. And we, as coaches, are always thinking about what's next. And so it'll be one of those memories for me that I'll always, cherish and certainly remember for a long time. Yeah. Great.
Any other? Well, I'll ask one. And
Okay.
This is a serious one.
Oh.
I understand, you're a big fan of John Mellencamp.
Yes.
So, Caitlin was asked who her favorite teammate was. I have to ask, what's your favorite Mellencamp song?
Golly. That's hard, because every Hoosier Hysteria, I walk out to a different Mellencamp song. So I will say, obviously, small town is you would think that would be my favorite, but it's not. Check It Out and probably Paper and Fire are two of my favorites. So I'm still trying to get John to show up in Bloomington as I come out, and I really want him to be out there singing and
my
not have
gosh.
to just come out to his, it on, the whatever that is, the
Soundtrack,
aux.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'd much rather he, serenade me as I walk out. Maybe we can make that happen. I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah.
you could show him this.
Maybe.
so, yeah.
We're still working on that. So.
Any other questions for Coach?
Thank you, guys. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Take care.